This right here is the brand new record from rock band Static Dress. The record is called Injury Episode. Now, if you were unaware, Static Dress is a combination of metalcore and screamo, which was something that I personally knew beforehand as I was diving into this record. But as I was on the internet looking up this album, seeing what all the hubbub was all about, I did find myself at one point on rateyourmusic.com. Now, if you were unaware of this particular website, it is a pretty useful tool as far as finding new music, looking at specific genres, and just kind of perusing what's out there and what people are talking about. Now, that is a website that I personally try to not really get too deep into and not look up that much as far as trying to find what I want to listen to, because I do find there is a little bit of manipulation, if you will, on that website. But again, it is very useful. Now, something that I found interesting as I looked up this record on rateyourmusic.com, under the genres of this album, the top genre that I noticed was mall screamo. Now, I listen to a lot of music. I'm aware of many genres and subgenres, but for some reason, mall screamo was totally past me or over my head, and I decided to click on that genre of mall screamo, and I read the description of mall screamo. Now I'm going to read it to you. Um, Mall screamo, aka MTV screamo, is heavy instrumentation, okay, melodic verse chorus songwriting, yeah, and expressive singing contrasted with screaming vocals. Um, so screamo? I mean, look, I'm all for adding genres and subgenres and making sure that we find the best way to categorize a lot of different bands and musicians. But how far do we need to take this? You know, when is enough enough? When do we feel like we have just kind of pushed the limits of what makes sense? Because we have mall screamo. What else do we need to kind of keep going further and further down this rabbit hole? Food court screamo, um, Orange Julius screamo, the screamo that you listen to while you're getting your ears pierced for the first time in Delia screamo. Okay, um, water fountain screamo. Do malls still have water fountains? That's probably a '90s thing. Mall cop screamo. Paul Blart Mall Cop Screamo. Kevin James Screamo. King of Queens Screamo. Leah Remini Screamo. Scientology Screamo. Should I make a Scientology joke? Nah. Now, I have a pretty big issue with the idea of calling this record MTV Screamo because I feel like saying that gives this idea that maybe this record is a little bit on the vapid side. And I don't think that is the case at all with this record. I think there's a lot of emotion on here. I think this record is really intense. I think it's a really awesome combination of heavy aggression, tidal waves of just heavy instrumentation that also has very solid melody. Kind of like that definition I read to you unnecessarily as far as what Screamo is, because this album to me does feel like an amalgamation of a lot of different bands over the last 20 years. Like I can name off 7 different bands if they all came together and had one big, sticky, sweaty, smelly orgy. The gross mutilated baby that would come from that orgy would, I guess, be this album. I really need to stop talking about sweaty, sticky, stinky things. This is why I'm not bigger on here. This is why I'm not a bigger content creator and I'm not more of an influencer, because I keep talking about toilets and bodily fluids and jelly roll. That's a thing for me, by the way. Like, I have anxiety and like PTSD. I genuinely have this fear where every record that I choose to listen to, at some point, Jelly Roll is going to show up on it. That's a real thing for me. Jelly Roll is, I guess, my personal Babadook or Slender Man, even though, you know, he's not slender. But it's been a long time since I've seen the Babadook, but I think you should just take that image out and put Jelly Roll in. It's equally as scary to me. What am I talking about right now? I like this album. It's heavy, it's loud, it's aggressive, it's intense, great melodies. Really enjoyed it. This is good stuff. 8 sticks of butter. Peace, love, butter.